It seems I will have to go against the trend again this week. People seem to have enjoyed episode 7 a little bit less than episode 6, even if it is not abundantly clear everywhere. I think episode 7 was better than episode 6, at least concerning the respects that I care for the most. There were 2 important overall themes this week. Providing insight by tying several storylines together using common themes is, by the way, one thing the show has always been good at, I think. These themes are broken men, of course, and women looking for revenge. I'll start with one of the former. Sandor Clegane is back. It wasn't really a surprise anymore, but it felt great to see him again. The real news, however, is that he is not changed. We meet him as roughly the same man he had been when we last saw him. That's so surprising, because people think he will be the Faith's champion in Cersei's trial, and because the gravedigger from the books, who is supposed to be him, also seems to be a changed man. A man who has found faith in the Seven. This Sandor Clegane, however, hasn't found faith. In the beginning, it seemed like we might see Brother Ray trigger such a change in him, taking away his aggression, changing his idea of men and humanity or something like that. Instead, Brother Ray became the spark that set his aggression and lust for revenge ablaze anew. A word on Brother Ray is probably in place here. An interesting character. He seemed a bit like a Christian martyr if one did not look too closely. But the character is more interesting than that. He absolutely did not turn the other cheek or gave Caesar what belongs to Caesar. His appeal to pacifism did not seem to include not provoking the Brotherhood without banners by lying to them. Here I also have to say I did not like how evil the Brotherhood seems to have become on the show. Might that be evidence that Lady Stoneheart will indeed show up and prove even more radical than in the books? Shifting our attention back to the Hound, we actually have to ask, how broken is he really? He nearly died, but that's about it as far as we can see. He has certainly lain low, but there is no indication that he is broken as a person. He rather has shown that all that has happened was nowhere near enough to break him in any meaningful way. That also raises the question how Clegane Bowl might happen. Why would the High Sparrow choose him as the Faith's champion if he doesn't seem to have had any kind of religious awakening? I still believe in Clegane Bowl, but it will probably not go down the way I, or most people for that matter, thought it would. Probably not far from where Sandor chops his wood, Jaime arrives at the Siege of Riverrun. I enjoyed that part a lot, even if I found it strange that D&D dragged Bronn into another storyline that he doesn't really fit in. He is no commander, no siege expert, no diplomat. What does Jaime think he needs him for? He's only there because D&D want to keep him around, I suppose. I am fine with that, however, even if it seems to make little sense from Jaime's perspective. Jaime gave us a little demonstration on the mechanics of power, and, with the help of the Blackfish, on the dominance of psychological aspects in hostage situations. Jaime is right. A threat is no good if nobody believes that you are actually prepared to make good on it. However, that's not all here. Would it have helped the Freys if their threats hadn't been empty? I don't think so. The real problem is that if the Blackfish is determined not to give in, what do? If you don't kill Edmure, your threat is proven to be empty. If you kill Edmure, you have made a point. But who do you threaten to kill now? Your best hostage is dead. It is basically a game of chicken, or a bit like heads-up poker. It's about willpower and not blinking first. I also enjoyed the little parley Jaime and the Blackfish had, although I am not entirely sure that the latter has as little respect for the former as he lets on. In the north, we have the first of our women looking for revenge, Sansa. Like most people, I thought the scene with Lyanna Mormont was great, although I really have to wonder how she is so much more capable than any other young lord, lady or king we have seen on the show. Joffrey, Tommen, Sweet Robin, even Robb could have learned a lot from this girl. The exchange with Lord Glover was not as great. When he asks where King Robb was when the Ironborn ravaged the north, why is neither Jon nor Sansa saying something like, "He wasn't there, because the traitors that yous were fealty to butchered him, his mother, his wife, and hundreds of northerners, breaking the guest right, their oaths, and basically defying all laws of gods and men. It really is beyond me how that doesn't come up. I will not say much about the other women out for revenge, like Marjorie and Olenna, who had decent scenes, Cersei or Yara, the other broken men like Theon or Gregor. I will also not talk about Sansa's letter, which is probably for Littlefinger. Instead, I want to end this episode with Arya. The theories are going crazy here. People believe the wave to be part of Arya's personality, or claim that somebody might have used Arya's face so that the person who was stabbed might not actually be Arya. Both doesn't make too much sense, I think. In the first theory, the wave would be the part of Arya that wants to erase her identity as Arya, for her actually to become no one. I don't like the idea, because that would be very confusing and would make for a surreal twist that's unprecedented in Game of Thrones. Somebody wearing Arya's face seems to make even less sense. The faceless men wear faces of the dead, but Arya is alive. Keeping her alive would be the whole point if the theory were true. Also, who would possibly sacrifice him or herself to save Arya? I also think they went a bit overboard with the stabbing. Wounds like those would have turned her abdomen into a bloody mess. In a medieval world, without a proper concept of hygiene and without powerful antiseptics, that means you are dead. Not necessarily immediately, but no less surely. I very much doubt that Arya will die though. I hope there will be a good reason why she will survive. That wraps it up for this week's episode. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, share, comment, and visit the shit out of our blog.